I was actually an atheist and made fun of all Christians. For some reason, I don't know why, I really hated Christianity. And every time she said, "Praise the Lord," and I said, "If that woman says praise the Lord one more time, I'll slap her." If there is no God, I go 6 feet under. If there is a God, I will go to hell. Then I saw this figure, and all of a sudden he came closer and he reached down, and I knew it was Jesus. There was no God, and I felt so smart, absolutely more intelligent than anyone else, okay? I had arrived. I came down with cancer. The night before the surgery, I said, for the first time, I said, if there is no God, I go 6 feet under. If there is a God, I will go to hell, because I couldn't find him. And then, it was fine. But 6 months later, I got breast cancer. I said, I will not be disfigured. I was 30 years old. And the doctor said, then you will die in 2 years. And I said, well, then I will die. That's fine. And so I went home and told my husband, I'm going to leave you, I'm going to leave the kids, and I'm going to go out to the bars, and I'm going to have fun for the rest of my 2 years. And that's what I decided to do, because I was very scared. I didn't know what else to do. Well, God had other plans. My parents came and they said, why don't you go somewhere and talk to somebody? And so I did, and I went to a, believe it or not, Catholic nuns. What I didn't know, they were saved and spirit-filled. And so when I got there, they prayed for me, and while they prayed, this lady asked me, she said, what is the most important thing in your life? And I said, without hesitation, my brains and my education. And I had very little of either one, but that's what was important to me. So she said, would you give that to the Lord? I said, no way. He can take everything else, but he can't take that. She said, well, then I can't help you. Louise was her name. I said, Louise, there's something about you. I don't know what it is you have, but whatever it is, I want it. I want what you have. I don't know what it is. And so she said, it is Jesus. And I didn't believe her either. And I said, okay. So she led me in a prayer of salvation. And, I just said the words, but I didn't mean anything. But the next day, the nuns had a prayer gathering. And a lady from Brazil gave a talk, and we sat on the floor. And when she spoke, I closed my eyes, and suddenly I found myself in a sand pit. And I was going down up to here. And I said, I'm going under, I'm going under. Then I saw this figure, and all of a sudden he came closer, and he reached down, and he pulled me up. And before he did, I saw his eyes, and I knew it was Jesus. And all of a sudden, I fully understood salvation. I understood everything. I said, oh my gosh, that is Jesus. And he took me and he put my head on his shoulder, and he never said a word. And I didn't say a word, but I knew I was home. They said, you want us to pray for you? I said, you can do anything you like. I have just been with Jesus. And the evening when I went to bed, I felt for the lump, and it was still there, but I was at peace. And the next morning, I woke up at 6 o'clock, and it was gone. And I jumped out of bed, I screamed, I knocked on every door, I said, he did it, he did it. And I went back to the hospital, and they couldn't find it. And that was 50 years ago. And it had never returned, nothing ever. And so that is how I came to the Lord. And outspoken as I had been as an atheist, I became equally as outspoken for Christ. And all my friends disowned me, but in the end, they all came to the Lord. And most of them said, if God can do it to somebody like Barbara Martin, I know he can do it to me. And they were right. I was a lot worse than they were. And I had made fun of Jesus. And yet he chose me, and I still don't know why. And my life has been a life of miracles. I've written a whole book called The Little Book of Miracles. It has been an astounding, from the day I saw him, I've had tremendous, dramatic miracles happen to me. I have no idea why. And I talk to God like he is my friend. I just talk to him like I talk to you. And I ask him questions, and he answers them. It has been a wondrous, wondrous walk with the Lord for so many years.